A quiet night in Los Angeles. But inside a luxurious mansion in Holmby Hills, the final hours of the man who changed music history forever were passing by. Michael Jackson, June 25, 2009, a day the world would never forget. At that time, Michael was preparing for what many described as the greatest comeback in music history. A massive concert series titled This Is It was scheduled to begin in London just days later. Fans around the world were eagerly waiting to see the King of Pop return to the stage once again.
More than 1 million people attempted to buy tickets, and the media attention was overwhelming. But behind the spotlight, Michael's life was completely different from what people saw. In his final years, he was living under enormous psychological and physical pressure. Health problems, media scrutiny, and the fear of failing during his long-awaited comeback. All of it was exhausting him day after day. Even so, he continued trying to appear in front of the world with his familiar smile. Only days before his death, Michael was seen during rehearsals dancing and singing with incredible passion.
Some said he looked full of energy, while others noticed he appeared extremely thin and exhausted. On the night of June 24, Michael returned home after many hours of intense rehearsals. He was deeply tired, but unable to sleep. Insomnia had haunted him for years. According to reports, he had become increasingly dependent on sedative medications to help him rest. Inside the mansion, his personal doctor, Conrad Murray, was with him. First, lighter sedatives were given, but Michael remained awake. Hours passed, and Michael continued asking for help to sleep by any means possible. Then, as dawn approached, a powerful substance known as propofol was administered. This was not an ordinary sleeping medication. It was an anesthetic typically used in operating rooms under strict medical supervision, but that night it was being used inside a private bedroom. Shortly after receiving the drug, Michael's body slowly relaxed, but suddenly his breathing became dangerously weak. Then it stopped completely. In that moment, the quiet night turned into pure panic. Dr. Murray desperately attempted to revive Michael. He performed CPR while urgently calling for help. At approximately 12:21 p.m., emergency services were contacted. Paramedics rushed to the mansion and found Michael completely unresponsive. They tried everything possible to save him. Soon after, he was transported to UCLA Medical Center. Such terrifying rumors began spreading rapidly. New channels started reporting that Michael Jackson was in critical condition. Fans gathered outside the hospital in fear and disbelief. The entire world waited anxiously for official confirmation. Then came the moment nobody was prepared for. Doctors officially announced the death of Michael Jackson at the age of 50. Within minutes, the internet exploded with the news. Television channels interrupted their programming. Millions of people around the world went into shock. Some refused to believe it for hours. Across America, crowds gathered in tears. In countries around the world, fans placed flowers, lit candles, and played Michael's music everywhere. Michael's death was not simply the loss of a famous singer. It felt like the end of an era, from his childhood days with the Jackson 5 to becoming the biggest music icon on Earth. Michael created a style no one could truly replicate. His legendary dance move, the Moonwalk, became a worldwide symbol. Songs like Billie Jean, Thriller, and Smooth Criminal achieved historic success unlike anything before. His album Thriller remains the best-selling album in music history to this day, but Michael's life was never truly easy. Despite the fame and fortune, he spent years battling loneliness, pressure, and endless rumors. Many believed that fame began too early for him, robbing him of a normal childhood forever. Even after his death, the questions and mysteries remained. How was a dangerous drug like propofol used inside a private home? Could Michael have been saved, and did the immense pressure surrounding him contribute to what happened? After investigations, Dr. Conrad Murray was convicted of involuntary manslaughter due to medical negligence. But for Michael's fans, the verdict never felt enough. Even today, many still believe the world lost an artist who could never be replaced, and whenever his old songs begin to play, it feels as though he is still here. Perhaps Michael Jackson physically left the world that night, but the legend he created will live on for generations. The King of Pop is gone, but his name will never die.